The year is 1996, and we are going to talk about The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I am Brian Lee. You are?
Brandan.
You are?
Christopher Lee.
Good. I'm glad you didn't start drinking. Who are you? I actually want to get into the beer that we're drinking.
Yes.
Right away. And as you see, I've kept it a secret from all of you. So, you know,
Colt 45.
Sweet wise. Because usually, like, before each show, we'll text each other. That's right. We talk before the show.
Behind the scenes.
And I'm like, I'll grab a beer for the episode. And so I went to this liquor store that I'd never been to. Kind of shady looking. Like, there's like gates on the doors, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
The guys, it was like this like Indian guy blasting like gangster rap. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I find out he has Bourbon County from 2016, and he has the OG, like just the regular Bourbon County brand stout, and then the barley wine. And now you must be thinking right now, wait a second, Brian. Bourbon County doesn't come in a can. so
wait a minute.
But it does. No, you're going to be greatly disappointed if you think that. So I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to grab one for me and then one for the show.
Yeah.
So then I go up to the register and I'm like, all right. And he's like, $44 and some odd cents. And I'm like, but for these? He goes, yes. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what the fuck? So, and they're like, nothing was jumping out at me. Yeah. So I decided to go with Camo Black
Extra. What is this?
And so
it looks like an energy drink. Like the label.
Well, you know, and actually I wanted to make sure it wasn't because the one time I did have Four Loko, it gave me the worst hangover I ever had in my life. Camo Black Extra, 12.2% alcohol, imported hops, and extra malted barley for an extra smooth taste.
Ooh. And so there's like a label on the side which basically says the exact thing you just read, but it's like in the same like style as like the warnings like label on cigarettes. Like it's white with like bold black angry lettering.
So high gravity. So, just to show how much I care about you guys, I spent $2.99 instead of $44.
Very nice.
And the guy also was not very happy because like I used my debit card. He's like, you don't have any cash? And I'm like, nope. It's a little salty. So let's open this bad boy.
Oh, I hope it's a weird color. When he pours it out.
It's like pink. Ooh.
And what's funny is that the viewers will never know because we film in black and white. Oh, it's green.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Fuchsia.
Taupe.
So actually, first thing, I guess we should talk about the movie. So the first thing that obviously I noticed, as you guys probably did, is this is a Michael Bay movie, which I didn't know. Who wants the least? I guess I could try and MacGyver this.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, wow, I did a terrible job. Well, maybe if I just go,
blurp. Well, the blurping worked.
Blurping working.
Yep, blurping working.
It's cold at least.
Yeah.
Actually, here, I want to away from the mics. Actually, you guys drink while I talk. Michael Bay, and also, how is it?
That aftertaste is weird.
Yeah.
Go ahead, talk while I try it.
Initially,
I can't.
Initially, it was like, oh, it's like Keystone or whatever. Yeah. And then afterwards, there's like...
It sticks with you. It sticks.
Let me see the can again.
You know what?
It's those imported hops.
Is that what it is?
Well, it comes from Wisconsin.
What? It reminds me of Red Dog. You remember Red Dog?
Yeah.
That's the first beer I ever had.
Yeah.
12.2 alcohol?
Yeah.
Percent?
Yeah, I forgot to say that.
I'll have 12 your alcohol, please. It's technically a lager.
Like I could feel the alcohol working right away.
Right.
That is strong. And it
It'll cure my hangover.
Oh yeah. It doesn't taste give me one tomorrow.
Next episode's gonna be real interesting.
Don't you hate it? So Michael, I didn't know this was a Michael Bay movie. And actually I gotta say it's not Because I mean, what
Is that the movie or the beer?
The beer. Yeah, the beer right
Because
now.
I mean, what are his other like big movies?
Transformers,
right?
Yeah, which I don't think I saw any of those.
I saw the first
Maybe
one.
the first, but I couldn't tell you anything.
While you keep talking, I can look it up.
Because I mean, I don't know. I guess I expected this movie to be more explodey.
It
was pretty explodey. I mean, not to his extent he is now, I'm sure. But
well, and I think it's this one where like the title card is like the font is like explosions.
But also Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack.
Yes.
Which Hans Zimmer is the shit, dude.
Yes. Absolutely agree.
very nice.
Yeah, he did. Well, he's done a shit ton.
Yeah.
But I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, there it is.
But he's done a crap ton. Anything that's awesome.
Michael Bay has done Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Armageddon.
Have you watched it recently?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. When I saw it, I liked it. Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Never saw that.
Transformers.
Never saw that. Once walked in when I worked at Best Buy. We had an awesome break room. It's fucking, it's like big screen TV, awesome speakers, leather couch. And I walked in on this one guy who like worked in receiving, and he's watching Armageddon on the couch. And it's the end where like Ben Affleck's like, Harry, and the guy's on the couch crying. He's like, oh, what's up, dude? I'm like, you all right, man? He's like, oh, you kind of caught me. I'm like, that's all right. I'm gonna go back.
I'll give you a moment alone.
Oh, man.
He also did Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2.
I've never seen
Bad Boys. Yeah.
I've never seen Bad Boys.
I don't think I've seen the second one. It's good.
Is it?
Pretty explodey, though, right?
It's pretty explodey, but I think the chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith is great. It's really good. It's all it is. It's
it's the whole
just
movie.
yeah, it's really good.
There's no dialogue. It's
none.
It's actually an art film.
This movie it was over 2 hours long, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 210,
I
215.
feel like it didn't have to be that long.
No. I think so far all the longer movies we've watched so far didn't need to be as long as they've been.
Agreed. Right. I think out of the longer movies that we've watched, though, this is the least painful.
Oh,
right.
yeah, definitely.
What was the other? What was the Time to Kill? Is it? That one was long, wasn't it?
Time to Kill was long. Trapped in Paradise was long.
Yeah.
I was like 2 hours also.
Yeah. Wait, which one's Time to Kill? That's the Italian one.
Yeah,
right?
it's the Italian one.
Yes, that was pretty long.
Yeah. I felt like 2 days long.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ed Harris is also in this.
Yes.
I'm very hit or miss with Ed Harris.
Really? I like him. I don't think
I like him, but I would say his acting is hit or miss.
Right. I couldn't name a movie where I'm like, oh, that's not very good. Like
this one.
Really? See, I mean, I guess so, but I didn't really ruin it for me, but it didn't like make it awesome either, I guess. It was just meh. I know. I'm staring at the beer. I'm like, I don't really want to do this anymore.
Well, it's like his very first line.
It's not tempting.
Very first line when he's at his wife's grave or whatever.
Yeah. So
it's him like standing in the rain. And like he has like a military uniform on. And he just goes, "I miss you so much."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
He was gonna be long.
He was very military. He was very military.
Yeah.
I think that he was trying to portray.
Okay.
That's well, because whenever I see stuff like that, I try to be like, okay, what's he trying to do?
Yeah.
So I'm like, he guess he's trying to be a military guy. The tombstone of his wife, it was best. It was
his wife.
His wife.
It was so awesome. Like, all right. Guess she didn't have much of a legacy.
No, I guess not.
His wife.
And right before they show that scene, it's like him. I forgot if he's getting ready in the mirror or whatever. But there's like all this kind of like voiceover of like soldiers talking on the radio. And but at one point, you're led to believe it's a soldier talking on the radio, like, communication, whatever. And he says, "I won't let you down, sir." Like, I feel like that's not military protocol to say that over the radio when shit is hitting the fan.
Right.
It's like,
trying to give you the feels.
It's kind of like mutually agreed, like, hey, we're going to get this mission done. Like, I won't let you down. So Ed Harris is like this military guy who like served like in Vietnam.
It sounds like everything. Every war ever.
Yeah, 3 tours Vietnam, everything.
10 offensive.
Yeah.
So
Revolutionary War,
He's been around forever.
So he's like this military guy who's been wronged by his government and
our government.
Sorry. So Ed Harris kind of is like he's salty at the government because he's been wronged by him.
He's angry that. And I thought this was actually like kind of cool motivation for a villain.
Right, yeah.
But his whole motivation is that like basically soldiers that have died under his command, because they're on super secret missions, they didn't get like the full military burial and ceremony and accolades and all
completely justified, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So
and that's what I thought that was actually kind of interesting. I was like, oh, that's kind of
right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it makes it like he still is like the bad guy, air quotes.
Yeah.
But you look at him like he's not really that bad.
Yeah.
Though,
right.
You know. So
I mean, he's going about it in a shitty way.
Exactly.
But his goal is good.
Yes. Exactly.
Because so he wants to take over Alcatraz prison with 81 hostages in there.
Yeah.
And he wants. He like wants $1 million for each of his cohorts, and then he's like the final 33 million. He's gonna disperse how he chooses, for the families or something like that.
It's like I think he said it was like $1 million to the families.
Oh man,
and then the rest of it for him and his guys. I thought that's how it was.
Yeah, no, but he said for him to dispense. His discretion or whatever.
And then Nick Cage, Stanley Goodspeed. He's like
stupid name.
Yeah,
a nerd.
He works for the FBI.
Yes.
Yeah, but so he's a chemical weapons.
He's a doctor. Like he's not for the FBI to like. He's not a field agent. He's more like a guy like that stays in the office and does all the
he works in the lab.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right. So like there's this scene with him like where they get that.
The box.
The package from where was it from?
Ukraine.
Was it Ukraine?
Was it Ukraine?
I think it was Ukraine or Bosnia. I forget which one.
Yeah, because like Bosnians hate Palestinians or something like that. Yeah. So like there's essentially that scene, just kind of showing how good Nick Cage is like at his job and stuff like that.
Well, what got me was the other guy in the room with him.
Yeah,
he like. It made no sense because you're thinking, okay, these are professional guys,
right?
And this is supposed to be like this is something that could kill both of them, and he's playing with the stuff inside. He's like, oh, look, it's a doll. Oh.
Yeah. So like, we'll set up the scene for the listeners, but basically, so it's a day in the life of Nick Cage at the FBI, and he's the chemical expert. So. His boss or whatever's like, we intercepted this suspicious package. So, we need you to.
It's like a big wooden crate.
Yeah.
Like cartoon, like acne, whatever.
Yeah.
So, Nicolas Cage and his coworker, they all suit up in like biohazard suits and they go into this locked room. Lots of locked rooms in this movie, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they like lock them into this like room. So like, they're going, they open it and there's like some porno because and then, but then there's like a baby, like a doll in there.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage is playing with it, like waving the arms around.
The other guy.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah. He's like,
And then a insane amount of gas comes out of the mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's imagine a fog machine, but like
it was great.
10 of them. It's
right.
So like they're all freaking out, like, oh, there's gas. And then Nicolas Cage like opens the back of the doll. Not only is there gas, but there's also like C4 or something in there.
Right.
Like, oh, it's gonna blow up the room, whatever. So they're all freaking out because it's this gas that'll like melt their suits and kill everyone and whatever.
Yeah, he tells everybody on the outside just to run, and a few of the nerd scientists stay on the outside.
Yeah. So I think this is a theme that comes up constantly throughout the movie. But everyone in this movie is terrible at their job.
Oh yeah,
because the scientists
who
are like watching this immediately start freaking out. Like, oh, what do we do?
Yeah.
And one of them actually says, "We're fucked."
Yeah.
No,
and like the water. You think you think
You're right.
like you'd hit the button, water would come down right away. Oh, it's got to get through the pipes first.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think water takes that long to get through pipe.
And the guy inside, so the other guy, not Nick Cage, but the other guy, his suit is starting to melt.
Right.
And so they're telling him, stab yourself in the heart.
Right.
With the syringe.
So you don't die. Like you might not die, and he's not willing to do it.
Yeah.
You think like if you're working
Again, terrible at his job.
right? Yeah. It just makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the sprinklers eventually come on. That's how
and
it's,
then he manages like to snip the right cord, within seconds
save
left.
the day.
Yeah, right. And then like shortly after that, they show Ed Harris, or so they're like Ed Harris is acting like he's part of this tour group.
at Alcatraz.
Right. Yeah, at Alcatraz, and
excuse me, real quick.
malt liquor.
Camo.
Yeah, seriously.
What is this? Camo Black?
Camel Black.
That sounds like a weird rapper's name.
I'm sure it is.
I didn't mean for that to be military to go with this military.
No, you meant that.
Oh God.
The very first scene of Nicolas Cage, though, he's at his desk and he gets a $600 vinyl record in the mail.
Oh yeah,
Because, quote, I am a Beatle maniac.
yes.
The B.O.s.
That's a terrible.
I love the B.O.s. Governor.
Why are they? Why are they Cockney?
It's my British.
I'm hungry, youngster.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
I'm John Lennon.
Do you have any people from Great Britain listening? And I'm so sorry.
Fuck these guys.
I'm sorry.
Good God.
Fuck these guys.
All of them.
Harry Potter. Yeah, so Ed Harris is acting like part of the tour group that's, touring Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And then the biggest dork of a tour guide ever. What's his name? Like Skippy or something?
I thought it was Patton Oswalt before you saw him.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, he's got the round shape of Patton Oswalt.
They were similar in
He
stature.
could have the higher voice and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's him. And then when I saw him, I was a little disappointed. I'm like, that's not Patton Oswalt. Oh, well.
Right.
Oh, wow. I got over that quickly.
Yeah.
So the tour guide's like, now you're all going to know what it's going to feel like to be prisoners. So I'll have them get into cells.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they shut the doors. And then,
Which, to me, it seemed like everyone was very willing to do that.
Right.
I mean, he even says, we're just going to lock it for a short time.
Right.
But, everyone's like, oh, okay.
Oh, this would be nice.
I don't know. I feel like one person would be like, oh, no, I'm claustrophobic. No, thank you.
I don't think I could do it.
they really didn't show the hostages a lot in this movie now that I think
and
about it.
when they did, it was just them crying for a few seconds.
Yeah,
and
that was
about
that
it.
one guy.
I just love the one time they panned by, and there was 4 people in the cell, and there was the one guy taking up the entire bed. He's like, "This is my bed." It was a quick fall, because all the other ones they had people were sitting and sharing.
Yeah.
He was like, "No, it's mine." All the stuff was on it. It was great. Very happy.
So that's when Ed Harris makes his move to kind of take over. He's like,
Well, he tells those kids though.
Right,
they're on the field trip,
right.
so he gets the kids out of there with the
Yeah.
teachers.
So he's not a total, bad guy.
Yeah.
And then while that's happening, Ed Harris's group of mercenaries who are also
They're all Marines.
right?
Yeah.
They're kind of attacking the
They just take over.
they're doing their full siege kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I don't know if you guys noticed, so when they attack the tower, there's a guy that
I think we totally skipped by when they got their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they steal the
Remember they steal that
missile,
XV
whatever.
gas, whatever, the VX gas.
Yeah, because that all happens before they introduce Nick Cage.
Yeah. So there was a point. That's why before Alcatraz they steal that. Now you guys know.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Remember
When did
before the whole Nick Cage thing?
right?
Remember he says
It's
his
Ed
thing
Harris
was
taking over that or not taking over, but
the military outpost.
Yeah.
Not whatever. He goes to.
Maybe that's where it is.
He gets the gas. He gets the.
There's a giant sign that says Naval Weapons Depot.
Yeah.
So that's very well labeled.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's that part where they knock some guy out of a guard tower. But
Yes.
the little red rubber ball.
Yes, I'm just like, okay, so they're using non-lethal force, but
Right.
people are flying out of stuff everywhere.
No, see, I laughed at that because he goes through a window and there's sparks everywhere.
Yeah,
I was like, what sparks?
There was quite a bit of sparks
Yeah.
too with the explosions.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, and then also it's in the scene. So I wanted to ask you guys, when did the whole 2-gun thing?
2 guns up.
When did that become like the cool thing?
It's in rap songs. That's why I just said it. That's all I got.
That was a thing in like westerns and stuff. Like the guy with 2 guns. Like,
are you sure?
I don't really.
No, like doing it this way. That probably wasn't a thing.
I mean, and actually that happened a lot in this movie where it's like,
No, it was.
right,
I just think it because it looks tough. Mm-hmm. You know, you have one guy holding,
but double the firepower.
You have one guy holding a gun. Okay, that's fine. But one guy holding 2 guns. You better watch out. That guy means business. That's what that means.
Double the business.
Double the business.
Double the fun.
Double the. Hey, yeah.
Well, and then we also skipped over. Oh no. So Ed Harris takes over Alcatraz and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he makes the phone call into
Washington. Yeah.
And did anyone else think the FBI director looked like the Monopoly guy?
I didn't notice it, but
he was dressed like, I mean, obviously no top hat, but like he was just, I don't know, it's just like he had like a little bow tie. It's just like,
yeah, very fancy. Don't go to jail.
But Ed Harris calls Washington and gives his demands and stuff like that. But so then it cuts to Nick Cage at his apartment. And it's just he's playing guitar.
The guitar freak out.
And it's just him just like bending one note. Like, bam, bam, bam. And I'm like, no. Is that there or is it at his office?
No, he's at home.
Yeah,
that's at home.
Oh yeah, because then yeah.
I forgot what he said during the freakout too, but it was really great.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a decent freakout because there were a few in this movie. Yeah, and that was a good one. Yeah, I'm just wondering at this point and pretty much up till this point he talks really quietly. Did you guys notice that? I thought it was really. I mean,
not quietly.
Later in the movie he gets much louder. So he goes from talking really mellow like this.
Well, because shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed like a huge difference. He was almost talking too quiet for you could have just talked like this regular and then went, oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys get it.
So, something else. Excuse me.
How's that?
Wow, dude. We just wore this camel black.
No, we don't.
No, that's like drinking 2 beers. Right there. Like the little bit I had.
Yeah.
That was
pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Something else that drives me nuts in movies is when it seems like it's usually like a military guy.
That was gross.
Is when so Ed Harris is he's giving his speech to his cronies. He's like, I don't know about you, but there were a few guys named Washington, Jefferson, and I'm like, really? It's just
that did nothing for me.
Okay, we get it. We know what they did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What about those 2 guys? What was cronies? There was one guy.
One of them was Candyman.
Yeah, him, and the other guy, the white dude that was he's like a sergeant or something. They seem really gung ho to kill people. They didn't care about the stuff.
They realized they were mercenaries, not military dudes.
Yeah, everyone else seemed they were doing this for a specific reason, and those 2 were no, we just want to do this just to kill people. We're just having fun killing.
Yeah, well, and actually, I guess we should say so. What they're going to do is, if they don't get their money, they're going to launch these rockets filled with that
crazy
chemical stuff that
melts your skin.
Right.
Yeah.
You spasm so hard your back breaks.
Yeah.
I remember that line.
When Ed Harris calls Washington, the DC, not the person.
Yeah.
He kept on saying Hummel from Alcatraz out. But he said it enough times where it's was that the title for the movie for a while? He said it numerous times.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just man, they're really driving that home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So.
And Nick Cage's girlfriend is pissed at him.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm glad that we know
pregnant?
that. Oh yeah. And then she's pregnant too. And she's mad that he has to go.
San Francisco.
Which you'd think that if they've been dating for a while, she'd realize he's an FBI agent,
right?
And he does go do things.
Yeah,
but she threw a fit like it was the first time ever.
Right. So Washington.
Because I hate that trope in movies.
What's that?
That happens like whenever like there's the guy is an FBI agent or CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
And the wife is always, even if they're married, the wife gets pissed. And it's like,
You can't go.
You knew what you signed up for.
Independence Day.
Yes. All those, that I hate that part. I hate it. To me, it doesn't ruin the movie, but it's just like, no, because I think it's.
I hate women.
No. It's because it happens too often in those types of movies.
Right.
That's like, I don't care if it happened every once in a while. I'll be like, yeah. But every time, it's just like, okay, yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the beef I had for that part.
So Washington calls Nick Cage. They're like, yeah, you got to help us out. And they're like, well, who? They're like, oh, well, they took over Alcatraz. We don't know how to. They got all this blocked off. Who knows how to get into Alcatraz? Cue Sean Connery, who I really like in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And
I always like Sean Connery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when they first show him, he's got like long hair, dude. He looks like a badass.
Yeah. Well, he's like jacked almost,
Right.
like because you don't really. He's always wearing a jumpsuit or like long sleeve, but it's not super tight. But you can like see that he's like kind of built. Like he can kick some ass.
He did. Yeah, he looks pretty swole.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna make a deal with Sean Connery. The FBI is. They're like, oh, we'll give you a pardon if you help us out with this.
Yeah. Which that whole Sean Connery, why he's locked up. Do you guys want to even get into that? Because it seems really like convoluted. Like you'd have to really go into it. Like
I don't know, but they like allude to where he knows who killed. Like he knows who killed JFK.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. So like
he knows a bunch of.
It really didn't pertain to really much of the movie. I don't think.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
When I was researching trivia for this, I guess there's a popular fan theory that he's actually James Bond as an old man.
Oh,
Which is like,
I like
that's
that.
actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because like he mentions that like he was trained with the British SAS and stuff like that. So I was like, it kind of makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that
and would explain
I like
why
that.
he would know secrets
Yeah.
from history and
yeah.
it's like, that's interesting.
One thing that I had a real big gripe with is I forget why. Oh, because like one of the FBI guys like, here's a quarter, I forget what.
Go call somebody.
Right.
Your lawyer.
So Sean Connery smashes the quarter with his chair and then cuts the like two-way glass or whatever or the mirror.
Yeah.
And then busts through it. I'm like, I don't think a quarter could do that.
No.
Like especially like a glass like
It's like, isn't that glass usually like bulletproof or something?
right or something like protective
Enforced
like,
Yeah, there's
right.
something.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, agreed.
So when he decides to do the plea deal, but then like the one FBI guy, I forget his name, but like he like rips up his pardon like unbeknownst to Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they take him to this hotel. And the one thing I want to take a note of is when Sean Connery's in the shower and he's singing along and his timing is not good.
That's great.
Because he's like, if you're going to San Francisco, room service got any snacks.
Which he like his snacks he ordered lobster, like
Yeah,
all
wasn't
that
basically
stuff.
everything?
Yeah. It was great.
Come on, it's free in the house. The FBI guy.
Again, FBI agents
Yes.
terrible at their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because while the head guy's like hanging over a ledge, none of them are on patrol.
No.
Like, spare ribs.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, to go back a little bit, basically, there's a very effeminate stylist that comes in to cut his hair, yada yada, not important. But basically, Sean Connery gets a hold of some rope, throws like the lead FBI guy like over the edge of this hotel, and dangling them there, yada yada.
Right.
But then, the head like FBI guy, he's hanging off like the side of this building, screaming, yelling, and all the other FBI agents are inside like, oh, free food.
Is this when Nick Cage yells? He like screams, "Freeze, mister!"
Yes, he does.
That was awesome. They're like, That's so good.
So this gives Sean Connery an opportunity to run away.
Yes.
So then Sean Connery, it's rough, dude.
There's a lot of snark so far.
Snark.
Yeah. Well, the and then there's like, remember when he says, Sean Connery says to one of the guys, he's like, "Oh, it seems you're caught between a rock and a hard case."
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like.
Yeah, that's rough.
So Sean Connery carjacks a Humvee
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is this before Hummers were like really popular?
Yeah. I think so. Because this is 90.
Yes and no, because Gone in 60 Seconds, there's also a Hummer chase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen any.
The Nick Cage.
I haven't
Gone in
seen
60 Seconds, not the
yeah.
original.
I haven't seen it.
We're going to. So
I know,
buckle
and I'm
up.
excited.
Yeah, so Sean Connery steals a Humvee, and then
This chase was actually kind of cool.
it wasn't bad.
There's some
Yeah,
weird
I
things.
didn't
kind of
mind
made me
it.
think of
Yeah.
Bullet almost.
Yeah.
It was like Streets of San
Yeah.
Francisco. Wait, yeah, and what car did Nick Cage steal? Was it a Ferrari?
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think so.
But yeah,
I just like the guy that had the Humvee is like, if I see a scratch on this Humvee.
right. Yeah. And then somewhere along the way,
Oh, so wait. So during that chase, so basically, Sean Connery steals a Humvee. He's going through the streets of San Francisco. Cops are chasing him. Nick Cage commandeers a Ferrari. He's chasing him. But this is, it seemed like a very Michael Bay thing. But the cops, one of the main cop with the mustache, he's in one of the cop cars. He's like radioing he's heading east on this whatever. But so it's like in the midst of this action scene, right? So things are super exciting.
Yeah.
The cop is on the radio in the car, and the camera is just zooming in and out the entire time. I was like, it was
well, and then my favorite thing about the chase scene was the trolley guy.
Yes, the trolley guy was great.
So a couple of my favorite lines from him were "Holy shit!" or "We're gonna crash, save yourselves!" and then after the trolley is tipped over, he's like, "Oh my baby!"
Yeah, that was great.
So trolley guy was it's because it's like this
Michael
super
Bay.
old black guy.
Yeah, I've noticed with Michael Bay, he likes to have people like that have like little lines here and there.
Yeah, right.
There's really no point of them, but he likes to give people certain things to say.
Yeah, because before shit really hits the fan, they show the trolley and then show him. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen?"
yeah,
I was like, "Why did they show that? That's weird."
Yeah.
And then 5 seconds later, he's like, "Holy shit!" It's like, oh, that's the sole reason why they showed him.
I forget when it happens, but so Nick Cage and Sean Connery, they finally meet up.
Yes.
So they've been dropping shit, fuck, they've been dropping cuss words, and so when they finally meet back up, Nick Cage says, "Why don't we cut the chit chat, a-hole?" Yes. I'm like, what? That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I'll just interject a little bit trivia here. It was actually Nicolas Cage's idea that his character would not swear, hence his euphemism. Thank you, including gee whiz.
Oh, gee whiz.
I like saying gee whiz. At this point, I'm like, this movie is super actiony,
Michael Bay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of music. There's really not a point where there isn't that action music going.
Yeah. Also, lots of guitar.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, all right, ease up there. Why did they decide to fly the girlfriend to the command center?
It's because Nick Cage is like, "Don't come to San Francisco," leaves a message, and she's like, "I don't care, I'm coming."
Right.
And so she goes, and then that's when he's like, "Oh, my girlfriend's there and everything," and they're like, "Oh, don't
We're
worry,
about to have a baby
we'll
and-
take care of her."
Yeah.
So I think they just came to pick her up.
Why would they give a shit?
I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, it's whatever. Burst melted. What the fuck did I mean by that?
Well, now it comes to the point where they infiltrate the Rock, Alcatraz. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they finally have what's his face, Sean Connery, on their side.
Right.
Now he's like, okay,
Oh,
let's
that's
do
what I
it.
meant. Yeah. So.
Oh God.
No. So they're infiltrating Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Because Sean Connery, he knows the ins and outs of
Right.
Alcatraz. Because they're having him look at blueprints.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're, I'm sorry, you tired? No.
Blueprints. Let me out.
Yeah, and they're like, so where's the other exit? He's like, I don't remember. I'll have to, but I'll know it when I see it. Like, what do you mean when you see it?
Yeah.
I'm going with her.
Yeah.
So they convince him, and then they tell Nick Cage that he's going. So when they get through there, they enter in through this furnace room.
Yeah, they go through the cistern.
But here's the thing. So like,
tunnel of fire.
Yeah.
So
It's like,
there's like this big cog and like flames
it was like,
that are
remember Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yes.
And that's what it reminded me of.
I should have worn my green monkey shirt.
Should have.
Fuck. Because I would have known you would have made that reference. Let's rock. Are you ready, Omek?
Well, it's because Sean Connery goes through the whole thing,
right?
And and then they're like, "Oh, I guess he ditched us." But he opens the door and he's like, "Welcome to the rock." Oh, here we go, great. Okay.
But here's the thing, though: those flames were probably super hot.
Oh yeah,
and they're really close. How did like his clothes not melt?
There was no. It didn't singe. There was no.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
Yeah, there's no like little like
fine.
burn like makeup or anything.
Nothing. No.
So like they're kind of maneuvering like through these halls, and then they're gonna enter through like the shower room.
Right. It's a whole team. It's not just Cage and Connery. There's a whole team.
Right.
So they entered the room, but because of what because they set motion sensors, and then one guy made a special one, and it was able to catch. I think he was one of the Bobs from Office Space.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So he sets a sensor, and because of how he made it, it didn't matter if you were able to like trick it; it still would move.
Right.
So they're at the bottom level, coming up through this under the showers, and at the top level, everyone's up there with guns.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's funny because from Ed Harris's side of things, like they have like a kind of surveillance crew.
Yeah.
And the one guy's like, they're going through the shower room, and the one guy's hitting buttons, and nothing's happening.
Yeah,
he's
I didn't understand it.
He's like just hitting buttons, like no lights are going off. He's just like, I'm like,
I'm acting.
No, so hard. If John Lovitz was in this movie, I swear to God.
He could be in every movie. I wouldn't mind.
Well, and so basically, like they come up through the drain, and like they're surrounded by Ed Harris's mercenaries.
I just would have left it surrounded by Ed Harris's multiple.
The multiplicity universe. But I kind of got a chuckle because, basically Ed Harris is like, he's telling the general of the Navy SEALs that came in with Nick Cage and Sean Connery. Ed Harris is like, tell your men to lower their weapons. And this Navy SEAL's like, no, you lower your weapons.
Yeah,
right. And, they're kind of yelling back and forth. And then they both start yelling, and they both keep ending their sentences with order. He's like, I will not listen to that order. I will not give that order. Put down your order. What is an order? Can I have your order? I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, because then like...
And it lasted way too long.
It lasted a long time. And then like a rock falls or something like that.
One of the guys up top, he like kind of like moves his position a little bit, and a rock falls, and I didn't realize a rock falling sounded like gunfire.
Right.
Especially to a trained soldier.
Yeah. Right. So everyone on top starts firing at the bottom people, and of course, because they had the higher ground, all the people that infiltrated dead, except for
Nick Cage and
Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. And that one guy that was supposed to watch Sean Connery. Remember that one guy?
Yeah,
he had a few. He was one of the.
There was one soldier that like stayed in like the sewer with Cage and Connery.
He was told to watch Sean Connery.
Yeah. And then basically when he heard like all of his like buddies die, he's like, I'm gonna go up there, and then he gets killed.
Nick Cage tells him like at least 3 or 4 times, "Don't go up there, don't go up there," and he's like, you know what? All that shooting and people dying, I want a part of that. Yeah, it was stupid. I mean, it was
maybe I can do something about it.
I know what they did it to get rid of him because they knew they had to figure out a way to get rid of the guy. So. Yeah.
So Ed Harris is kind of bummed out like how the whole thing played out.
He did. I really because Ed Harris did not want people to die. You kind of got that vibe from him. He just doesn't want people. He doesn't want anybody to die. So he's like, can he put it on the people that sent him? He's like, you guys did this. I didn't like want people to die. You guys did it all.
Right.
So they go back and they think everyone's dead. And Nick Cage and Sean Connery are doing things. And Connery's like, I'm done.
Right.
He's like, it's over. I'm done.
Yeah.
And Nick Cage is like, no, it's not. I'll do it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And of course, within 5 seconds, Nick Cage gets caught.
Right.
And Connery has to come save him.
Right.
And then that's when they go around disarming all the
because
missiles.
they need to get the little green balls out.
Yeah. So, what? Because it's like they had to find the missiles.
Right.
And with each missile, Nick Cage would like take out like all the
balls.
balls of virus or whatever.
Yeah.
because he had to get to the computer chip that like had like the GPS or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, why? Couldn't he just like take out the balls or whatever and then just like close it back up and be like, ugh.
Yeah, I didn't fully understand that either.
Like, that seems so.
The only thing I thought of is that if they did get rid of the chips and destroyed them, there's no way they would have worked. Because remember they said the missile would only go 500 feet and then fall in the water. So I think that's the only thing, because there were so many ways that could have been done.
Yeah.
So that's just the one they picked.
They're just like taking the missile off.
It's just the one they picked.
Yeah. It's like, or they could have just taken the missile off the launch pad.
Exactly.
Like,
There's so many different things. Yeah. Or just like taking it and turned it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, okay, now it's not going to shoot San Francisco.
Actually, while we're talking about the missiles, so when the one missile hits the guy,
he kind of bounces off of it.
Right. Like, wouldn't that like put a hole through him or something?
You'd think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I forget.
And before the guy gets shot with the missile out the window is a mine cart chase.
Yeah. For some reason.
Straight out of a video game.
Or Indiana Jones too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Did I have the...
Out of like Donkey Kong Country.
Right.
Like,
Donkey Kong. Yeah. How about the part where... what was it? The guy with the two machine guns is shooting like that, and Sean Connery, he shoots like an air conditioning unit, and it just mushes the guy.
Yeah, the thud that it made.
Yes.
I laughed so hard.
Me too.
It's like,
and the guy's legs twitching, but he's dead.
That made me chuckle too.
Because Nick Cage is like, is that supposed to happen? And Sean Connery's like, man, it does.
It happens from time to time.
Basically, if you haven't seen the movie, this dude with two machine guns is shooting at Nick Cage and Sean Connery. Sean Connery shoots a AC unit that's hanging above his head, and it falls out. And that like
just
the audio, because the guy screams and then gets crushed. It's
So it was great. Well, the way they're moving around, also with the rails. I'm like, is this like in like Six Flags?
Yeah, right.
There seems like a lot of fun things you can do like in the bowels of Alcatraz.
Right.
Very exciting.
But I think actually a little before that, like when they're like, knocking out the henchmen, like there's that, I forget who throws it. I think Sean Connery throws the knife.
Yes. No, never hesitate.
But like there's that hilarious like knife to throat cam. It's like, I'm like, all right, it's a little extreme. And then there's that whole trolley cart or like the whole mine cart thing. And then I forget when it happens, but Ed Harris like has like one of the hostages talking like over like the loudspeaker, Mr. Henderson.
Yes. Yeah.
And because I think once again, Sean Connery's like, oh, I've had enough. I think that happens again, right?
I think it wasn't as like prevalent as the first one, but it was kind of like, I'm kind of done with this. But then he's like, I think he kind of changes his mind again, and that's when he's like, you know what? I'll go like make a scene, or like I'll just
that's
go.
What it was.
So he goes to talk to Ed Harris.
That's what it was.
So he's drawing attention away while Nick Cage can go to the Rockets,
right?
And undo him, but it doesn't really matter because Nick Cage gets
because when they kind of go their separate ways. Nick Cage's like, what about Mr. Henderson's head? And Chuck kind of gives the thumbs up, and he's like, K, what is that?
That was great. Connery goes to Ed Harris, and they have like some banter, which I didn't mind the banter at all. It was decent.
No,
but then Nick Cage he's able to take one of because there's 3 rockets left, or there's 2 rockets left. They did one, 3 left. He does another one, takes that one out, but after he takes it out, like he gets caught.
Yes.
And so so him and Connery are put in cells. And then Nick Cage has a great freak out in the cell there. Like that. And I was like, that's awesome. And then Connery's able to get him out because he's Sean Connery. Not because of the movie, but it's Sean Connery.
And it's during that where Ed Harris decides to launch the one missile.
Yeah.
But then...
Well, because they keep it like... Because those 2 guys that just want to kill people.
Right.
Are like, come on, it's the time. It's the time. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Candyman and the other guy.
But then Ed Harris decides to like divert the missile because he doesn't want to kill all the innocent people, which kind of goes to show like, oh, okay, he does have a heart.
Right. He's just trying to make a point.
Right.
And went the wrong way about it, but
And then, so then Ed Harris realizes like, okay, they're not going to pay us. He's like, abort the mission.
Yeah.
And then Candyman and other guy are like, no, fuck that. You know, we're going through with it.
Right. So they have their guns pointed at Ed Harris. Ed Harris says, does he have his gun pointed at one of the guys? Yeah. And then that's when the guy behind him, his like the guy that's been with Ed Harris since Vietnam. Like they're inseparable kind of guys. And the two guys are telling him like, it's either us or you're with Ed Harris. And it kind of seems like, I don't know. Do we want to give this part away? We can make it kind of
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
so he's like, well, you know, sorry, I've been with you so long, Ed, but time comes where you got to do what you got to do. And you think he's going to point his gun at Harris.
Yeah.
And then, he shoots one of the other guys.
Yeah, then they all start shooting each other.
Right. So that guy, he's down. And during all of this, Nick Cage and Sean Connery are watching because they escaped from the cells because Sean Connery, of course, is Sean Connery.
Right.
And so Ed Harris, he gets shot. The other guy gets shot. A lot of the guys get shot. And then so Sean Connery comes in and he starts shooting too to make more commotion while Nick Cage to come and pull Ed Harris away.
Right.
And this is when you hear Ed Harris say, like, I made a huge mistake.
Right.
Like he realized what he did was just wrong. And
then that's where, because Nick Cage asks where the last missile is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they've all been disengaged, and then there was two left. One, he aimed at the Oakland Raiders football game.
Yes. Yeah.
Raiders. And they moved it. Yeah. So there's one left. He's like, where's the last one?
Yeah.
He says where it is. It's like one of the light towers.
Yeah.
So Nick Cage starts heading there, and I don't get it. Cause like he takes the last chip. Why wouldn't you just break that chip and then be done with it?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Yeah. I just figured it was more of a plot point for the movie to make the movie go longer.
Yeah. Yeah, so then like there's like one of the henchmen like going after Nick Cage, and then there's another guy. There's another henchman.
Candyman goes after Nick Cage,
right?
And the other guy goes after.
No, it's not Candyman. Because Candyman gets hit by the rocket.
Yeah, but that was Nick Cage that did it.
Yeah, but that's earlier.
Was that earlier?
Yeah.
I just remember the part where Nick. I just want Nick Cage was like, "Oh, you ever hear Rocket Man? You like Rocket Man?" Yeah. And then the guy's like, Candyman goes, "I don't like soft ass shit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah." You tell him.
It's. I mean, well, we don't really need to go over all the like this.
No, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on right here.
Stuff.
It comes to the point where they're able to stop this last rocket, and everyone gets hurt and stuff.
But the FBI or whatever, whomever, they don't know.
Well, because he's got the green flag.
So before that, so like everyone in Washington, they're like, oh, the Navy SEAL team that went in with Connery and Cage, they're all dead.
They think everyone's dead.
That plan's out the window. Let's go to plan B, which is basically just like bomb the entire island.
Yeah, just level it.
Yeah, no matter. We don't care if there's 81 hostages or whatever.
Yeah. They'd rather kill 81 hostages than 1,000 civilians or whatever. So yeah, they have like a whole bunch of like F-16s. They have some jets come in.
Yeah.
And they're gonna bomb the island.
Yeah.
And then, but I guess I feel like they reveal it right at that point is that Cage, Connery, and like the SEAL team, their way of telling Washington that the mission was successful.
Or the green flares.
Yeah, it was still like light green flares. Like they didn't reveal that until like he lit the green flares, right?
No, I think they did earlier.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when the threats he was like, because actually
when they were getting all ready to go. He's like, okay, now when you have it disarmed, put like these two green flares. That way we'll know that everything's okay.
Yeah. So basically, Nicolas Cage is wrestling with like the last like henchman or whatever.
Yeah.
He has like
one green ball.
Well, so that part was ridiculous.
Yeah,
These like balls are just like super fragile.
Yeah.
They have this like crazy gas that'll melt your skin and whatever. And he like, while disarming the last missile, he like takes one of them and
I think one fell.
It fell out.
One fell. And he caught
regardless,
it.
He like puts it in his like shirt pocket.
Yeah, save that for later.
But then he's like fighting with this dude gets thrown through a window.
Yeah, nothing happens to the ball.
Yeah, and the ball doesn't like explode or anything.
But it was awesome when
But then when he's fighting with the last like henchman fist fight and stuff, he like jams it in his mouth and punches them. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was great.
But the ball explodes in the dude's mouth, and like his skin starts bubbling, and Nicolas Cage is also exposed
he's
to it.
feeling boo-boos.
Where was the shot? Where was the syringe?
I think he had one on him.
Just on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
On him, yeah.
So Nicolas Cage like stabs himself in the heart with a syringe, and
it's funny because when I saw him stab himself, it looked like it was like more like in his
really low.
really low. So I actually Googled, I'm like heart in body to see like exact. Well, I know I wanted it because I know your heart isn't exactly. I know
It's in my foot.
No, I know it's in like I wanted to see the exact area.
Yeah,
where he put it.
Right,
and it was completely off. Like your heart is like right. It's not up here.
No,
it's like right here.
Right.
And Nick Cage was like right here.
Below
so here's your heart, and here's where you stabbed. Right. So I'm just like, okay. Because it wasn't real. Right. So they could have put it anywhere. They could have put it sticking out of his chest anywhere. Right. You think they should have got that right.
Right.
You know? That's why I was like,
But so Nick Cage is crawling all over the place because he has a syringe in his heart.
Yeah.
He grabs the flares, he lights them off, but like the jets are like right there basically.
Yeah.
And one of them has already dropped the bomb, or a bomb, I should say.
Yeah. But luckily, it only landed at the end, not where the people were.
Yeah, because basically the one jet was like pulling up as he dropped the bomb, because he saw the flare.
Yeah,
and
Well, no, he see the radio. So the people like watching Alcatraz saw the flare, and
they're like giant binoculars.
Yeah, they're like, hey, they're the green flares. Yeah. And they went back, and then they radioed the pilots, and the pilot's like, oh, whoopsie, and then he dropped it.
That's exactly how it went.
Yeah, exactly how it went. Rocket Man.
But that scene was pretty sweet though.
Oh
with,
yeah,
like Nick Cage like with the two flares. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Cool. Yeah.
So then, I mean, like, you know, Nick Cage gets blown away like 50 feet.
Yeah. And he gets up, dusts himself off. He's fine.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a missile, but.
And then they call, and Nick Cage is like, oh, yeah, everything's great. And then they're like, oh, where's Sean Connery? Vaporized. He's gone in the ocean dead. And Sean Connery's like, well, thank you very much. Yeah. And he's like, oh, and then he tells him, because Sean Connery stole all these secrets from the U.S. government. Yeah. And he tells Nicolas Cage where they are.
Yeah. Right.
So Connery's out of there.
So I like that because like Sean Connery gave like Nicolas Cage this note of like where all the secrets were buried, basically. And like Nicolas Cage like unfurls the note, like he reads one line, and then the camera like pans to like a wide shot, and like Sean Connery's like super far away.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds, not even. He's all the way on the other side.
Because like Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery are staying next to each other. Nick Cage reads like a single sentence, and then it pans up, and like Sean Connery is like way far away.
He's a secret agent.
True.
Or it just took Nick Cage that long to process that sentence. He's a terrible reader. So at the very end of the movie, when Nick Cage is talking to the FBI guy, the head guy, was that terribly green screened?
Oh, I don't know.
It seemed a little off. It seemed off. I don't know. Well,
it didn't look right.
I don't know if it was green screen or if it was like the cameras were angled in a weird position. I don't know how that really works.
The main thing I noticed was that weird. Like because again, the FBI's are like, what happened to Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage again? So I was like, oh, he was vaporized. And like the FBI guy was like, a body can vaporize?
Well, that's the guy that really didn't like Sean Connery. Yeah. Because the first guy that asked, he kind of was like, he knew that he let him go. And he wasn't going to say anything because he also knew why Sean Connery was held for just like stupid reasons and everything. And then so it goes to Nick Cage going to the church in Kansas, wherever the thing is. Yeah. And he steals the leg of the pew, and the priest is pissed. He's like, vandals? Or whatever. And then Sean Connery's like, I'm sorry. No, Nick Cage. I'm sorry. And then he reads some of the stuff about JFK.
Because he's looking at like negatives or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, honey, do you really want to know who killed JFK?
Yeah.
So, because that's the thing, it's the audience doesn't know what Sean Connery. Like when Sean Connery gives Nicolas Cage the note, the audience doesn't know what's buried.
They know it's like, because I remember like at the beginning they said like it had info about JFK session, they had info about Roswell like that, but you didn't really know what the info was until that point.
Why would he give Nick Cage that information?
I don't know.
Right.
Because when he gave him like the note of like where things were buried,
right?
I thought it was gonna be like money.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Or I thought they were gonna like meet up and be buddies, like
Shawshank.
Right? I thought Shawshank. I'm like, this is Shawshank.
San Juan de Nejo.
But then it's like Nicolas Cage looking through negatives. I was like, how does that help him in his new life? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Wait. Didn't the card just say just married?
Yes.
Yes.
So does that mean they came from just getting married, or they're too lazy to take off the cans and like? But it's like I don't know. It's just like
It was weird. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Well, because you needed to know they got married. How was you supposed to know?
right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Show
but
the
then,
ceremony. I don't know.
it's too much money.
Yeah.
He spent it all on explosions.
Yeah, very true. The budget for this was $75 million.
Holy shit!
That doesn't surprise me at all. With everything that happened.
Well, they had to think of how many like stars were in this.
Well,
Maybe just because like I'm so used to the budget being so low for the previous movie.
compared to Birdie, yes.
Yeah. True.
You want to give a guess of what the box office was? It did very well
Yeah.
because it was fucking awesome.
Ooh, that is a
I'd
funny
say
noise.
175 million.
225.
335.
Wow. Was this a summer blockbuster? This seems like a summer blockbuster.
I don't know. I don't have that on my
Yes.
printout. That's funny. The IMDb plot keywords. These are pretty good. 2-word title.
Huh.
The Rock.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think I've ever said, but like with IMDb like plot keywords, like each one of these are clickable. So if you click on it, it'll bring up other movies that fit that category. So like if you clicked on 2-word title, it'd bring up all the movies that have 2-word titles.
Oh boy.
Another plot keyword, time bomb.
Oh.
Which kind of, no. Colored smoke. Alcatraz.
I believe they prefer African American.
And general. Which I thought they meant that like general as in vague. But I'm hoping they mean general as in the rank.
Yeah.
Every now and then with each of these episodes, we like to come up with taglines. We like to come up with our own taglines for these movies.
Right.
And gentlemen, I think the bar is pretty low. I'll say that. The tagline for this movie is America is rocking.
That's terrible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no.
With an exclamation point.
No. Oh God.
America is rocking is the tagline for this movie.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I feel like you could say any sentence and it would be better. I'm gonna make the tagline one of my favorite lines of this movie.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I drive a Volvo, a beige one.
The Rock. Please, mister.
That's still better than the actual one.
I got another one. So once you're
No, I'm still.
The Rock. It's like The Rock. Welcome to The Rock. The Sean Connery line.
See, I would have thought that would have been the tagline.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
I'm a Beatle maniac. So going back to another favorite quote of mine, at the very beginning when Ed Harris and his like cronies are taking over the naval
depot,
weapons depot, whatever. One of the guys like basically he comes in from the rain and there's like the two like armed guards like, oh, like who are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And the guy just goes, man, it's wet out there. So that'd be my other tagline for this movie. Man, it's wet out there.
I'm gonna go with hello, room service. You have any snacks? Was there
Lots of trivia for this.
Okay.
I'll try to go through it quickly. Sean Connery insisted the producers build him a cabin on Alcatraz because the rest of the crew would ferry back and forth from San Francisco to the island. And they did.
That's awesome.
I want a cabin?
That's awesome.
We already said Nicolas Cage, his character would not swear. Much of Nicolas Cage's dialogue was ad-libbed, including the Zeus's butthole line.
Yeah, that was a good line.
Michael Bay was not a fan of that line, but Cage insisted it was in the movie. Let's see. No. Sean Connery accepted this role after learning Nick Cage was in this movie. Which seems so backwards.
Interesting.
Wow. That's neat.
Before Sean Connery was offered the role Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Was
Supposed to have that movie or have that role.
It could have been good with
No.
good as in Arnold type of good movies.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It would have been a very different movie. I still
Yes.
probably would have liked it.
I
different.
know I would. I know I would have liked it because they would have given Arnold so many one-liners.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been good. You know. You know.
It would have been good.
Okay.
The average shot length for this movie is 2.6 seconds, which is like music video like pacing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. The scene in which the FBI director is thrown off the balcony. I guess they actually did that.
Really?
And the filming of that scene led to numerous calls from people staying at the hotel because they saw a man dangling from the balcony.
Wow, that's neat.
So, yeah. How, in terms of the, what is your top 3 Nicolas Cage movies that we've seen
Yep.
to this point? Brian.
So this definitely enters the top 3.
Agreed.
I'm gonna say this is my number 1 right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll go.
the 2?
It'll go this. It sounds so weird saying boy in blue. That's
what you like.
Why? Just like because you can't even compare the 2 movies.
Fuck, gotcha.
I might have to go. I'm gonna go this Amos and Andrew,
Okay.
and then I think Boy in Blue.
Nice.
Let me look at the list of movies. But I think I'm gonna go with that right now.
Yeah.
Well, this or you can go.
That sounds solid.
Okay.
What's your top 3, Brian?
I'd say my top 3: Firebirds,
Okay.
Valley Girl, The Rock.
Okay. We're pretty similar. I would say Firebirds. Actually, this is going from 3rd to 1st.
Yes.
Firebirds.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even put them in a single really order.
That's all right. Firebirds. Vampire's Kiss. But it's very close to The Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is my first.
Yeah.
No.
It Could Happen to You. I know it's pretty high on your list.
I liked It Could Happen to You. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Man, I really like Deadfall though.
Yeah.
Fuck. I wish he was just in more of it.
Deadfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You mean Zandali isn't at the top of your list?
Negative.
Oh wow, surprising.
I think I'm gonna.
thriller?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Boy in Blue, Amos and Andrew, The Rock. That's ascending.
Wait, say that again. Amos and Andrew.
Boy in Blue,
Oh, Boy in Blue. Okay.
Amos and Andrew, The
Wow.
Rock.
I'm actually kind of surprised Amos and Andrew is so high up there.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, no. I don't know. Because I like It Could Happen to You also.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? Stick with it. It might change next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true, Brian, man.
Hey, you're right.
Teaser.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. Do we do everything? Did we do it? Is this an episode?
recommend.
Oh, the beer.
Recommend.
Oh, the beer.
Wait. First you recommend, and then the beer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You recommend?
So I enjoyed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this is gonna sound ridiculous. I wish I saw this one with you guys, and I wish we watched it on Laserdisc.
Yes.
I feel like it.
And I
deserves that.
did have a Laserdisc player back in the day.
Oh, back in the day. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't do us any good now.
Well, I wanted to share it because it was something I wanted to share.
My nose is the microphone.
Dude, I hit it all the time.
But basically, yeah, I'm. If any listener or viewer has not seen this movie, what I'm saying is buy a Blu-ray player, find this or not Blu-ray, buy a Laserdisc player,
Yes.
buy this Laserdisc, watch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get some friends and.
Do you recommend the beer?
Oh God, no! God, no!
Do you recommend?
Yes to the movie, no to the beer.
I'm the same. Yes to the movie, no to the beer.
Okay.
It's a great action flick.
Yes.
Great action flick. Yeah.
Wow, is this the first time all three of us are like all on the same page for both things?
I think we might have all agreed, but I think this is the first we're all like, yeah. Like we're all like very confident in it.
No, but I think you're right. Or this is the first time we've all agreed on the beer as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm usually the odd man out.
I think I untapped him to give that a
solid
still not the worst. It's not the worst beer I've ever had.
Oh no, it's not the worst I've ever had.
It was like veterans. Something. It's like made. It was like made for veterans by veterans. It was fucking terrible.
Oh, where'd you have it?
Knuckleheads in Elburn.
Oh, all right.
No, I had the Walgreens beer.
Big Flats.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
It had nothing. It was nothing. It was like I could drink water.
Can't beat that price.
That is true. If you want to just pound as much alcohol into your system,
Even though it's like water though.
yeah. So I didn't like
By
Big
the way,
Flats.
if you're a beer drinker and if you like beer, feel free to follow us on Untapped. That's where we rate every beer that we drink on this podcast.
Yes.
And yeah,
I really do have to pee.
Yes. So gotta pee.
Gotta
Hey, this is Brian.
Chris.
Brandon.
We really appreciate you guys checking out the podcast, and we just want to say the only way that we can get more people to hear us is if you suggest us, recommend us, find us on iTunes, rate us 5 stars as always, put a positive review, and hopefully we can put out plenty more content for you.